Yo, this is Vince Russo, man, and I hope you're ready for the next video. And remember, if you like it, bro, you can go right now to patreon.com/RussoTWC and get a free week of Russo's brand. That's right, it's free for a week. Russo'sBrand.com.
What does everybody want?
Where the pros are the pros. I got something this week that's really going to set you off, because things that set me off.
Having a conversation with you sets me off.
Well, yeah, but things that set me off tend to set you off. But you know what I'm being told by your colleagues, like Disco Inferno?
Oh, what?
It's no big deal. It doesn't matter. It's no big deal, Vince. It doesn't matter. You're over dramatizing it.
Well, it's all speculation. We just don't know.
All right, can I tell you what it is, Al? Because I seriously, when I saw this, I thought of you. Yeah,
I dare you to.
I thought of you immediately.
I double dog dare you.
I thought of you immediately when I saw this.
All right, what did we see?
So, bro, you know now, after every WWE, PPL, whatever the hell they call it, you know Trips does the press conference.
Yeah.
Okay, Al, there was a spot in the championship match between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Where Priest did not kick out.
I know, and I think he got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking, bro, the dude had to get his bell rung.
If you watch, right, when he's not kicking out, you see him doing this with his hand.
Yeah.
And listen, whenever you see someone in the ring and you see them doing this, you know what they're doing? They're making sure they can still move.
Yeah.
So he may have taken something or done something that caused a stinger or something to where he lost feeling in his arm or his hand and was scared and was more concerned about making sure that he could still walk than kick out. I don't know listen, I really honestly don't know and understand what the big deal is, because first off, and we've had this conversation numerous times, ultimately, what is the intent that you're trying to sell the audience?
If you're
trying to win.
If you let me get to what the big deal is. You're not even letting me get to what the big deal is.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
So he didn't kick out of the spot, and the referee probably should have called to 3, didn't. I was like you, the guy had to be knocked out or something.
And that's the referee's fault.
Right. Okay. That's not the point I'm getting to.
What is it? Other than the one on top of your head?
Bro, we get to the post-press conference.
Right.
Freaking Triple H is talking about the botched spot. He's talking about a botched spot. And he goes as far as to say, man, bro, I really wish I could have taken Damian Priest's phone away from him, because he, after reading all that negative stuff, bro, we're going to talk about botched spots and missed spots in press conferences now. And freaking Disco, who's one of the boys, is going to tell me that's no big deal, Vince? Bro, if we're not supposed to believe any of this shit is real anymore, what is the point?
Why are we investing in it?
Right, what is the point?
Yeah, but that press conference is all directed towards, again, a very niche audience. The average person, the general public, don't watch that damn thing. They don't care. You know, they have no interest in sitting there watching a bunch of pseudo journalists covering, having a press conference about a pseudo sport. And the average Carl, the plumber, is not going to be concerned or watch or pay attention to this absurdity that is what it is, which is a pseudo press conference for pseudo journalists.
But you do know, Al, you do know this press conference is broadcasted on Hulu
Peacock.
Right.
Peacock out.
Peacock,
Listen,
yeah.
let me
But
read the.
look again. Carl is going to do this. Click. It is done to appeal to a niche part of the audience. That's all it is.
Let me read this to you. You tell me if this is.
But I do agree with
Look,
you. I mean, there are things that these days a lot of people within the wrestling business do that are counterintuitive to what I think should be done. But hey, look, I am not making money in OVW, and WWE is. So maybe I'm doing it wrong, and the business has passed me by. I don't know.
Let's look at this. At the Money in the Bank post press conference, Chief Content Officer Triple H Levesque addressed the confusing spot. Human beings in a ring, mistakes happen, things happen. It is what it is, Levesque said. It's funny for me now looking at that. If that was something I was involved in as a talent, I don't care how good the rest of it was. That would be all I would think about. To me, it's a shame that that's all people will talk about, and that's all people will hit Damian Priest with. While he had a phenomenal performance tonight, but a bunch of people will attack that, criticize that, comment on that. Levesque further wishes he could have powered off Priest's phone to allow him the proper space and time to reflect on all the shining moments in his WWE World Heavyweight Championship reign. Why are we talking about this, bro?
I don't know. And really, it was not Damian Priest's fault. The mistake wasn't his. It was the referee's. The referee's job is to count 3. And there is a rule, or at least it used to be. I don't know anymore. Like I said, I believe that the wrestling business has passed me by. There used to be a rule that when shoulders were down, a referee counted 3. No ifs, ands, or buts, even if it's not the planned finish. And in fact, because there's a new trend within the wrestling business now, even in OVW, I've had this conversation with referees here where, they're like, well, what's the finish? I go, why do you care? Well, I need to know. Why do you need to know? Well, I want to make sure I count. Well, you're supposed to count no matter what. No. If you count and it's not the finish and they didn't kick out, you don't get the heat. They do. Okay. And really, they don't get heat because as well as I that it's what we all call the divine providence of accident. Oh my God. What happened? Well, Damian Priest was not supposed to lose, but he didn't kick out. Which is a bigger violation? Is it a bigger violation that Damian Priest was not supposed to lose and was counted out because he didn't kick out of the pin? Or is it a bigger violation that the referee made it as clearly obvious that Damian Priest was not supposed to lose because he didn't count the shoulders down? For me, the bigger violation, grossly, is the referee not counting the fall, because now it destroys the illusion that everyone on the show and weeks and weeks and weeks of television have done to build and foster the illusion that it's a competitive situation, that at any point in time, anyone can beat anyone, especially on a level where they're both competing for the heavyweight title. But we blew all of that in a second because Damian must have probably been hurt or scared for a moment and wasn't focused and didn't pay attention, and the ref didn't follow through and count him out. Now that's what it comes down to. Now again, look, I might be wrong. I'm just old school, and but I try to tell the referees in OVW, look, if talent are on the floor and they're excessively on the floor, count them the fuck out. Count them out. You have 10 count. I don't need this 10 count to go 2.5 minutes. Okay. There are ways to creatively protect the integrity of the referee and the illusion thereof that we're trying to foster. But at the end of the day, if a talent is quite honestly just basically sitting there and whoring out the 10 count or whoring out the count as far as a 3 count is concerned because of the obsession of kicking out at the last very second to create these false finishes that aren't false because it's not the guy's finish that you're using, well, then that's the talent's fault. So therefore, the heat doesn't go on, nor should it be on the referee. We're not, and the niche audience is sitting there bagging on Damian Priest and Triple H, right? Which is nice of him to do, is defending Priest, is standing up for him, but it's all completely unnecessary. One, because the vast majority of the audience are not going to care. And two, the niche audience should be directing that attention towards the referee who didn't count. That's what they should be doing. And referees don't need to know what you're going to do for a finish. They should be in there treating every pinfall as if it potentially is the finish, starting from 30 seconds into the match all the way to 30 minutes. But they don't, because now everyone's got to overproduce, over choreograph everything that happens in the ring. And that's where the mistakes are made, because the only mistake that can be made because look, mistakes are going to constantly happen. It just is what it is. It's the nature of what we do. That's why you don't try to overplan, because you have to be able to think on your feet, react, and interact in a moment's notice when you're out there. That's a bottom line. And the less you plan, the more open you are to adapting and adjusting within the confines of what it is you're trying to do, which is create an illusion for an audience that they're actually witnessing a competitive combat situation. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Now,
that's still to this day what we're trying to sell. We're trying to sell a competitive combat situation, the illusion of it. The more we, again, Wizard of Oz, pull that curtain further and further and further back, what we're doing is we're creating a greater amount of familiarity that always breeds even more contempt. It doesn't engender interest. It doesn't engender affection for the business. It doesn't engender loyalty or anything. It only breeds contempt. Proof in the pudding is the taste. We're having a conversation about addressing a mistake that was only noticed by those people who are so ultra familiar with it that they have nothing but contempt for it anymore, to where they now feel like they can judge another's performance. And part of the judgment is that they felt like they were violated as far as the illusion that they were trying to believe in. And that's why they're upset about it. They're not upset about a botch. They're upset about the fact that the illusion got broken for them and it ruined their enjoyment of the match. No different than when Game of Thrones on its last season had that one scene where somebody left the Starbucks cup and everybody on the internet basically shit a baby about how terrible that was.
Now, hypothetically, Al, how long do you take Priest's phone away from him? For the night, for a week? How long do you take his phone away from him for?
Well, it depends. If he's going to be texting me, probably forever, because I don't want to talk to him.
Hey, Al, you asked me for it, so I'm going to bring it up because I'm Johnny on the spot.
I don't think I asked you for it.
You referenced it, Al, so I'm going to bring it up.
It's all
Yeah.
speculation.
Yeah, the great Wizard of Oz, right there. The great Oz.
There it is. The great
God
bless his heart, man.
The great Oz.
That's, you think Avatar was bad? Boy, that was a stiff one.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, Brand? This is Jeff Lane inviting you to come hang out with me over on Twitch. I'm live several nights a week playing games, classic and new, currently going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the new Contra game, and more. So check me out, Jeff Lane 22 on Twitch.
Pick up Mike Durbin's Conan action figure, bro. Look how beautiful this thing is. I freaking love the packaging, man. Look at this. MikeDurbin.com, guys. Help Mike out, man. This is a beautiful action figure, bro. Beautiful. MikeDurbin.com.